Good morning, one and all. Welcome to Heart of K. Purple Sky KT here. So how are you doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. I am excited. Still happy about everything right now. However, my soju tasting, I can be honest, the first sip may have tasted a little bitter. And even though I could still say that or still feel that I had an impressive day, I have to admit that I'm still missing a friend right now. I'm still missing a friend. We haven't spoken to each other in a while, and let me be honest about that, on how that is. It's not affecting me in a bad way, because I'm going to say how it's affecting me, but I didn't mean to go there. It's not necessarily affecting me in a bad way. I just miss that person, and that's all that is. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay about being honest about that and just allowing that feeling to take its course. I hope you are well this morning. I hope you were able to sleep well. It is 4:31 a.m. this morning. I slept. I slept for the entire night. I cannot tell you the last time I slept for the entire night. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen often. It's just I wake up and I slept. I slept hours. Last week was the last time I slept. The entire night. But yeah, I slept very good. Slept thoroughly. So I'm happy to be awake this morning. So my question for you today is, how do you think? How do you process information? Well, if you've been watching my videos for a while, from the very beginning, you would have noticed that I think in colors and numbers. That's the way that I like to process information. I do like numerology. I'm not good at math, but I'm working on it. Shout out again to Air. Even though I told him I didn't really need any help, he did. And he did introduce me to some websites that are free to learn math. From the car accident, I was 8. I was in the 3rd grade, and I just remember that I was learning how to do fractions, and I liked it. But after the car accident, fractions scared me because I couldn't understand them. So I decided to practice fractions, start from the 3rd grade. And it's working for me, but I digress. That's not what we're here to talk about. I do think in numbers and colors, and it's just the order that I created for myself. But I don't. Yeah, it's just an order that I created for myself that I felt or still believe works for me. It's just now I'm ready to dive more deeper into that for myself. I was watching an episode of The Mind Explained, and I believe it was The Mind Explained, and they were interviewing this lady who has the ability to read something once and remember everything that she read. She doesn't have to rehearse. They asked her how does she process information, and the way that she did it, it's totally different from the way that I do it. But it works for her. I spent a majority of my life trying to find, let's say, common answers from a lot of people so that I'll know how to live in this world. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the answers I didn't like. I just didn't like a lot of the answers. And I thought they were the right answers because I don't know anything. That was the way that I thought about myself. Which, just that thought alone could have stopped me from reaching where I am now. Yeah. I just wanted to know how to live life, how to be, how to think. No one told me that. For that time being, sometimes it's best that you explore on your own. Or not everybody is going to think the way that you do or see things the way that you do. Don't shut yourself down. Don't shut down because of that. Be different. It's okay to be different. My fear at the time was feeling alone. I didn't want to feel alone. Talked about defense mechanisms, so many that I created, and coming to this place now where I don't feel alone. I want to make sure I was being honest with you. That's why I paused. It's different. I had to appreciate the way that I think. I don't think like everyone, and that's okay. We don't all think alike. We don't have to all think alike. All I ask is that you just respect my thoughts. But let's talk about it. Let's go back and forth about it. That's what I used to do with Diamond in the Rough, but I didn't understand that. I was being defensive with the tone of voice that I was using. But that started to change. And even that scared me a little bit because it made me feel more mature. I never thought I would say those words about myself, ever feeling mature. But I want to give a shout out to Black Beauty, who, I will say her name because she earned it. Her name is Jess. Yes, Jess. And her name is Jessica. I'll call her Jess. And she's just, we've known each other since college. And I so appreciate our friendship because, you know, she was right. You know, I was feeling very emotionally high. When I say high, I'm talking emotionally. I'm not talking about smoking. So please understand when I say high, I'm talking about my bipolar. And that's all. She said that, no, we have the right to feel, you have the right to feel joy. I created reasons to feel joy instead of naturally feeling joy. Even with yesterday's recording, I realized the times that I laugh with you guys, it wasn't a nervous laugh. Normally it is. Normally it is. The way that I think will, in my mind, will continue to change. And that's good, because that means I'm open to change if needed. But the one thing that I find hard to change is whenever I feel disappointed in myself, I talk down to myself. Calling myself stupid, dumb, even though I'm well aware that I'm none of those things. And it's never, and it's just, it's a bad habit. It's just a bad habit that I plan to change, because I don't want to keep doing that. That's not who I am. Because if I don't think you're stupid, even if you've made fumbles, or maybe you made the same fumbles 15 times, why should I think I'm stupid? Treat you the way I treat myself, right? Right? That's what I believe. I treat people the way that I treat myself. Some people a little better, but as you can see, oh yeah, how do you think? How do you process information? How do you answer for so many of the questions that we have? Which brings me to an experience I have when I watched that Heart of Meditation thing on Netflix. I saw at the end, the speaker, he was saying that once you get all of this, as you feel like calm and collective, after meditating for a while, you'll feel like there's nothing else to learn. There's nothing else to know. He suggested that a good idea is to create a question that you have, a natural question, and try to find the answer for that. Let that be a anchor for you to continue living life, to answer that question. It was so funny because I always have a lot of questions. However, I currently have no more extra questions. I don't feel like I know everything. No, no, no. There's still things that I want to know and explore and learn. But there's no deep question to life that I'm holding on to, because I've asked them all. Whatever those questions I had, I asked them all. That's what makes me feel safe. That's what makes me feel secure. Even my guard down, having my guard down now, makes me feel secure. So how do you think? What's your sense of security? Answer in the comments below. Thank you for being you. Thank you for existing. And as always, I love you. Stay safe.